I kind of wanted to change directions here a little bit because I'm fascinated by, and we're going to do it in a couple stages. One, I'm pretty fascinated with the politics of New Zealand, and I didn't really care at all until COVID. When COVID
Mm-hmm.
came along, I started hearing your prime minister speak more,
Mm-hmm.
and I think New Zealand and Australia were like some of the most locked down countries in the world.
Yep.
And you didn't come to the hunting shows.
Mm.
And then once we talk through that a little bit, I want to talk a little bit about the politics that relate specifically to conservation and like the outlook for hunting in New Zealand, and then we can go wherever. But what's obviously I don't really care, whether I'm sure you're a fairly conservative guy, but like to me from the outside looking down, it seemed like a fucking pretty crazy uh time during COVID. Like you guys literally couldn't leave the country. I don't know. Maybe you couldn't even leave your communities. I don't know exactly how it worked, but like, what was your, because you were out of the community by then, right? Or was that about, no, September 20th? Oh, so you were in the
Yeah.
community until September, but it was still
Yep.
pretty locked down until like 2021.
Yeah, really it was only the end of May last year, 2022, that we could really do anything. And then they just dropped everything. So I'm not sure why, but New Zealand, well, I obviously I understand that they made so much headway in their ability, like the government made so much headway in their ability to control people at the flick of their fingers, and they used all those same things of fear and controlling information, and I mean, our prime minister even said that her news announcement was to be the sole source of truth for the country on what's going on with COVID. And the
Oh my
crazy thing is,
God.
we've heard all this stuff, and so we just came from that, and so it was so obvious what was going on in the power play and the politics and then the misinformation and everything that was just being used to control people through fear, and it worked very well. And so yeah, New Zealand did lock down. We locked down hard, and even that even came into where they then said churches weren't allowed to meet as well. And so funnily enough, we had church at our property for 3 months, with 100 plus people every Sunday. And
Did you
so
guys ever get in trouble?
oh no, our neighbours are good. And so no, it was really good. We'd have 40 cars on the lawn, and it was amazing. It was very good. And so I think because our church didn't separate between vaxxed and unvaxxed, and we just shrugged it off, that really helped us. Other churches where some of my family go are still now just struggling with the wounds that were caused during that time, between different sides. So yeah, from a country perspective, we locked down hard. Our government was saying, we're not going to have all the deaths that everyone else has had, and we're going to stop COVID. And I was out hunting. I just started a hunting season. I was on my third hunt, and we, our whole season locked down. We had people that were coming in that were even in New Zealand had to turn around and go straight back out. It was pretty crazy. It was pretty mad, really, what happened. And now looking at it, it just seems so irrelevant. But to look at I just think that as a country, the government just gained so much control. And which is what government's like. And so that was what came out of it, really. Yeah.